CES has once again rolled around, and Samsung is doing what Samsung typically does at CES. They're showing off a whole plethora of crazy, wild, weird, and wonderful folding OLED devices. Now, these are concepts, these are prototypes. And if we've learned anything from these events, it's that we should not expect these things to potentially ever be released into the real world, but that will not stop us from looking at them. I have them organized here. The first one we're going to look at is probably the most interesting. This is the Flex Hybrid. And we're going to look at a video of this, but first, let's take a look at some of these stills. So when the thing is fully closed, I think it's got quite like an armored look to it, if I'm being honest. Perhaps some cameras up here in the corner. When you open it up, it is a folding OLED, and it opens up to reveal a large screen. But there is one big secret that this thing has. Let's pull up this video. Once this thing is open, as you can see there, like I said, it does have one more trick up its sleeve, and it is the ability to not just fold, but to also slide or roll depending on the OEM that you are indeed looking at. This thing is incredibly impressive. So what you have here is a tablet, which is a more squared aspect ratio, but then has the ability to be opened up into a more widescreen aspect ratio, which is me better for watching video content. No more will we have to decide between one or the other. You can just have them both with a device like this. You can see here from this still that it kind of does have like a wedge shaped in the bottom. You can see the sliding portion there as well. Now this one does appear to have a different finish. I'm not sure if this is a different device or what, but these images were shown alongside these videos. Next up, we have the slidable Flex Solo, which is maybe it's a monitor or just a screen that could go on something else, a tablet. I'm not really sure. They don't really say. Basically, this thing can be this, or it can slide out on one side to become much larger. We'll do the same thing here. And you can see this screen, like I said, sliding out on one side to become larger. I think that the biggest thing we got to keep in mind with these things is the idea of being able to, on the fly, change the aspect ratio of the display. This thing slides out quite far to what appears to be maybe like a 3:2 aspect ratio, something like that. Still pretty cool stuff. Maybe not as cool as the first thing, but still pretty neat. Now we have the slidable Flex Duet, which is basically the same thing, but it's going to slide out on the left and right side to get to a similar place. Now we also have a couple more prototypes to look at that are similar to things that we actually saw last year. So let's go into this tweet here from Eli. You can see this is the Flex and Slide that we looked at a moment ago. This tri-folding concept, which is pretty interesting. And I'll show you some stuff that we saw last year as well that, like I said, are similar to this tri-fold concept. And then this is another tri-fold concept that has a clear area on the back side. And the reason for this, if he flips this over, so you can still see a portion of that screen from the back. And like I said, last year we did see some very similar things. Now they called this the Flex S, which might have been something similar to what I just showed you. So they're showing this again. Here's another version of that Flex S that has that clear area on the back. As we go forward, we have something that I actually think is really cool, the Flex G, which can fold over twice, thereby keeping the screen completely safe and secure. Going to be hard to scratch. They showed that off in both sizes as well as the Flex Slidable, which is a more normal looking phone that can slide out either to the right or vertically to increase the screen size in either one of those directions. Samsung continues to innovate on these folding and sliding OLED screens, but they only release the fold and the flip, which is still a little bit disappointing. Oh, actually, I left one out. I forgot this video continues going. There is also the Flex Note, which is sort of Surface Neo-esque. It's like one really big screen, but of course you can have it in different postures so that it sort of almost emulates that dual screen, that large dual screen thing, but you can also have it unfolded into one very, very large screen. It's basically like a gigantic Galaxy Z Fold device in a way. Very, very cool stuff, guys. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more coverage of these really awesome concepts as they come out. Hopefully one day Samsung will see fit to bring some of these things to market, because I'm sure many of us would like to be able to, I don't know, maybe one day purchase some of these really cool ideas. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.